sometime, somehow, we will be punished. Punished?
What happens when you use substances or drugs? How does it affect the human body? The way that I have come to understand this through the plant tools themselves is that when you ingest a chemical or substance, you are literally inviting an alternate consciousness into your body. So, as a real life example, because I'm not going to use any names to, protect their identities, and it's not like anybody is going to know them anyways because they're older people. I have some older friends who either have or have partners that have used hardcore substances like speed or crack or meth. These people who ingest those substances are literally inviting a dark consciousness into their minds. That is why they become dark individuals. And I know that sounds fucking whack job, but who gives a shit? I'm trying to explain how I've learned these things. Like, you don't have to believe what I say. You're just here watching my video, and I'm here making the video. But, yeah, I know some people... it's hard. I know that some people already know this stuff. But the majority of humanity does not. Even those that believe in angels and demons don't know how far this shit goes. They believe that angels and demons are outside of them, which is fair enough. I mean, these entities are outside of us. They are in a higher dimension, so we shouldn't know how they work. They should be mystical to us, right? Well, that's the trick of the demons. They want you to believe that shit, man. They want you to believe that you're nothing special. They want you to believe that you're not good enough to be seen by angels or demons. And so you go on living your life believing that you're worthless and pathetic and, well, all you can do is live. And so you try your damnedest to live as hard as you can. Need that be partying your ass off or, well, just trying to fucking survive, putting everyone's freedom on the wayside just for your survival. But you see, that's the trick of the demons. And these tools or drugs or whatever the fuck you want to call them, they can invite alternate consciousness. That's why when most people smoke weed, they become better people. I know that's a dick move to go and say that, but they become nicer while at the same time becoming lazy because there is a trade-off. For every positivity, there is negativity. So on one hand, you're getting the positivity of like a mood lift and perception change, but on the downside, you're getting that laziness. I know that's not always the case. Like some people smoke sativa and then they go on a cleaning frenzy. But who cares? All that you need to know is that ingesting anything invites an alternate consciousness into your mind. Psychedelics, as another example. When you ingest a psychedelic, the reason why you're getting such a personalized experience is because you are making contact with a consciousness. And this consciousness, now that it is within your body, it has full access to your memory banks. Since it has full access to your memory banks, it's able to bring up your past and whatever you yourself view as such a negative hindrance on your life. It'll bring those things to the forefront of your perception and help you deal with that shit, because there is a whole other level to this reality, and honestly, you can't really be there unless you're cleansed. Now, there is a catch. If you side with darkness, they don't care about your baggage. In fact, they want as much baggage as possible. Because the more baggage you have, the more negativity you feel, and the more negativity that they could feed off of because you're releasing that negativity. So yeah, if you go for the dark side, you can just bypass all the hard work because, like they say in Star Wars, the dark side is easier and more seductive, yes, but is it really worth it? So the problem with integration is, well, that same fact. Since you are inviting an alternate consciousness into your mind, When you learn these lessons, they are not going to stick because it is not you per se learning these things. It is the consciousness that is learning these things about you and learning these lessons for you. But if you do not hold on to those lessons, on one hand, you could view that as a bad thing because you're like, oh, I'm such a horrible person. I couldn't even hold on to a simple message and bring it into this world. Or even worse, you spend years trying to integrate that message because you feel like it's meant for you. But here's the thing. Once you receive that message, while you may not hold on to it right now, that is fine because your initial consciousness is going to hold on to that information for you. Because in the consciousness realm or in the realm of consciousness, all of consciousness are interacting with one another. So it's already being shared, the information. The trick is allowing the tools to work with you up until the point where they give you the choice to find your consciousness. So when that point comes, it's going to be really tricky. You'll be in the well of consciousness, and within the well of consciousness, there will be a lot of tempting offers. The reason why you're going to be getting a lot of tempting offers from all the consciousness frequencies within that well of consciousness is because a majority of them no longer have access to this reality. So basically there's like a hive mind consciousness frequency that's been taking over this reality for quite some time. And as it's been taking over bodies, like, consciousness has been fucking kicked out. So, say you're playing a video game, an online multiplayer game, right? An MMORPG maybe. Everybody that is a player in that game has a player character. Now, imagine the hive mind consciousness frequency as a virus that takes over your player character, and you as the player can do nothing about it. Even shutting your game off doesn't do anything because that player character is now automated. It's going to be doing its own thing regardless of what you as the player attempt to do. So what can you as the player do? Contact the admins? What if the admins aren't doing anything? Like, after all this time, you would have expected them to do something. I honestly don't think anything will be done because it's all cyclic or cycle-ish. I don't know what you want to call it. I call it cyclic. Everything is like that. And it seems like everything is taking their natural course. Because how I see it is this reality started off with a hive mind consciousness frequency, and we are all extensions of that hive mind consciousness frequency. But the hive mind consciousness frequency of this reality that's attempting to take over this reality, it's only a fragment of that initial hive mind consciousness frequency. Like, we are all fragments of that initial hive mind consciousness frequency. So what if what's happening is that this hive mind consciousness frequency needs to take over this whole world? It needs to literally have full control. Because once all of us are kicked out, it's going to be trapped here in this reality all by itself, starting it all anew once more. And I know it's a fucked up cycle, but shit, dude. If us players are free to fucking leave, then so be it, man. You can have this reality. But the catch is, while we keep going up, I can sense that in a very long time from now, there will come a point where we decide to go back down. And I guess I can't wait for that moment to come because, hey, we'll have a fresh start. Well, hope you guys have a good one, and remember to stay safe out there.